people, it's T and I'm here for a Mental Monday segment. Mental Mondays is necessary because we need to incorporate some type of mental healing into our daily health and wellness regimen. So I'm going to try to come to you guys every Monday with a Mental Monday experience, a Mental Monday lesson for you all, if you will. And they will be based on my life's experiences and what I'm going through, or maybe if any of you want to share any topics and I could bounce off of those. This is my Mental Monday for 7/21/2014. Today was an interesting day. I got up and I recycle. I collect all my bottles, all my aluminum, all of my plastics, and I collect them in a few bags. I got to get a better system, and I go and recycle them. So I took them to the recycling place today, and it was about midday, summer day, and there were wasps everywhere. And if you know me, if you've seen my bee chase video, I am afraid of just flying things. If you know me personally, you just know that I'm afraid of flying things. And so they were all over, and I was by myself, and I had to like deal with them. I had to, because you have to when you get to the recycling thing, and I did a video on that, so you guys will see my recycling process. But you have to separate your plastics from your bottles, and you have to put them in these bins, and you have to wait in line and let them weigh your thing. And the wasps were on me, and so it was an experience, to say the least, because I was trying not to be running all over the place and look embarrassed from being scared of wasps. And the people that were working, other people that were around, they were just calm. They weren't even taking notice of the wasp, and that made me to remember to calm myself down. It's hot out there. It's probably around 89, 90 degrees, and so I had to remind myself to not be so fearful of the wasp and to just deal, because I was ready to leave. And so while I'm standing there in line waiting for my items to be weighed, I was sitting there, and I had to give myself a mental healing or a type of mental therapy and tell myself there's nothing to be afraid of when it came to the wasp. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're not even bothering you. They're not angry, so they're not going to attack you as long as you don't provoke them. And so I had to stand there in the mist, and they were flying around me. And I mean, there were tons of wasps everywhere, and nobody else was affected. No one else was even paying any wasps any mind. And so I stood there, and I had to overcome my fear. And it was a good lesson for me. I kept repeating the mantra, don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of when it came to the wasp in my mind. And I put the fear in, I pushed the fear out, and I ended up okay. I wasn't stung, the wasp stopped bothering me, and I ended up being alright, and I ended up being able to finish my transaction and go about my day. It was a really good lesson for me, because throughout our lives we become fearful of the unknown. We become fearful of things that we shouldn't even be afraid of, things that we can overcome if we decide to push those negative thoughts and feelings out of our minds and our bodies. Fear is a negative emotion, and it's something that we can control. We can push away those negative thoughts and those negative feelings. And so I came home and I meditated on overcoming my fears, because I have so many projects I'm starting, and it becomes fearful. It becomes fearful to have to start all over with your life, so to speak, because that's where I've been these last couple of months. And I get scared just like anybody else, and I'm sure that a lot of us have the same feelings and the same emotions when it comes to the unknown. That experience led me to Mental Mondays, and it's something that I thought about doing Mental Mondays a few weeks back when one of my YouTubers, Roxanne, hey Roxy, she suggested it for me, and I'm like, that's something I can do. And I hadn't even prepared for this Mental Monday, but when that experience happened to me today, I said I have to go and talk about mental thoughts and how we can overcome our fears. And so I went to my favorite book, The Science of the Mind. Y'all, this book is like my holy Bible. Seriously, this is such a great book. And I went to chapter 13, and chapter 13 are causes and conditions. The first section was mental practice, deals only with thought. And so we need to deal with our thoughts when it comes to overcoming negative emotions and fear. And that's what I went to today. I went to my thoughts. I went and told myself that there's nothing to be fearful of. There's no reason to be afraid of these wasps. And I need to remember that in my daily life. There's no reason to be fearful of anything. When our thoughts are positive, we project positive into our lives, and when our words are positive as well. But our words come from our thoughts, essentially. So we have to change our thinking in order to change our outcomes in our lives, and start believing that our minds manifest everything that goes on in our lives, from our health to our outward projections, to the positive energies and the vibes that we get back from people and the universe, and the positive energy we get back from the universe. And so that's something I want us all to remember. Peace, which passeth understanding. And that's a Bible verse as well. And that is something that came from the science of the mind too. When I saw that, it really spoke to my situation today, and to my situation in my life, is something I want you guys to start to think of. Peace, which passeth understanding. There's also a daily mantra that I got from the science of the mind, and it is perfect God within me, perfect life within me, which is God, come forth into expression through me as that which I am. Lead me ever into the paths of perfection and cause me to see only the good. So it's necessary to produce positive images in your mind. It's necessary to have daily mantras. It's necessary to push away negative thoughts with positive thoughts. All of these things are necessary in order for us to overcome our fear. So it's important to know your own mind. Train yourself to think the way you wish to think. Be what you wish to be and feel what you wish to feel. Place no limitations on yourself or on your principles that you stand for. I hope you guys are able to find a way to turn away from negative thinking and overcoming your fears. Comment down below of a time when you had to overcome a fear, or fears you may have that you may need help overcoming. I'm always here to talk to you guys. I'm always here to help and to be able to heal ourselves mentally. We always have to pay close attention to our minds, to our thoughts, and to our words. And if we're not doing that, then we aren't really healing ourselves. We aren't really taking into consideration holistic healing in mind, body, and soul. All of this is connected. We're connected to the universe. Comment below, like, subscribe, shoot me an email, holler at me on Facebook. I'm always on one of my different platforms, and I'm here for you guys. I want to get you guys thinking holistically when it comes to health and wellness, because if we don't start to try to heal our mental and incorporate mental healing in our health care, we are going to see a lot more of the craziness that's going on in our world. So as far as school shootings and bullying and suicides and things. So that's what I'm here for. Holistic living, living well to the T. Thanks for watching, you guys. Tune in next week for another Mental Mondays. I'm gonna try to do a Wellness Wednesday segments. I'm not really sure how I want to do those yet. So if you don't see one this Wednesday, it'll probably be coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all the love. Comment below, like my Facebook page. I have a GoFundMe account geared towards helping me to get my garden started and to fund my classes, my educational classes here in my low-income community that I live in. So check out the link below. Thanks for watching as always. It's T, guys. I'll holla at y'all soon.